The perils of jumping to conclusions. It's easy to jump to conclusions about why a reluctant buyer is not saying yes. As a sales professional, it's your job to figure out exactly what your prospects need to hear or see in order to eliminate their reservations. Unfortunately, people are not always verbal on or even aware of the reasons for their reluctance. It's important not to jump to conclusions before you get to the bottom of it. The following efficiency sales story illustrates this concept. The president of a large mechanical contractor, we'll call him Jonathan, attended one of our 2-day Learning to Sell Efficiency Effectively trainings. Midway through the seminar, he shared a story about a salesperson on his team who was trying to close a big sale. The prospect wasn't biting, so the salesperson dropped the price by nearly $500,000. He was shocked to find the prospect still wouldn't buy, even with the significantly lower price. Hint, if you think price is the reason your prospect is not saying yes, you should read Escaping the Price-Driven Sale, a book by Tom Snyder and Kevin Kearns. Its findings are the product of studying about 1,000 sales situations to discover just how often price was the deciding factor in winning the order. It's a real eye-opener. Anyway, back to the story. Jonathan decided it was time to get involved. As the president of the firm, he set up a meeting with the prospect and through skillful questioning and observation, discovered the real reason the prospect hadn't said yes already. And guess what? It had nothing to do with price. The salesperson was thrilled that his boss helped him close the deal. There was only one problem. Even though they had finally addressed what had been holding the prospect back, and they were now ready to ink the deal, they were still stuck with the $500,000 discount the salesperson had volunteered before he learned what the real problem was. That salesperson, and I intentionally say salesperson, not sales professional, didn't thoroughly evaluate the situation. If he had, he would have said to himself, I am not going to take $500,000 of my company's gross margin off the table just because I have a feeling that my prospect thinks the price is too high. I'm first going to see if there's anything other than price that might be preventing this prospect from giving us the green light on this project. I heard the other day that the fastest growing segment of the couple of $1 billion a year sales training industry in North America is business acumen training for salespeople. This story certainly gives ample evidence of how an overzealous salesperson who does not understand the negative impact of surrendering $500,000 of gross margin could really damage his company's financial health while being single-mindedly focused on boosting his own commissions. Now make sure your negotiating strategy doesn't just default to the lowest common denominator. Let's just drop the price and see if that makes the prospect say yes. Rather, base your strategy on the answers you receive after carefully questioning the prospect what he's really feeling. Jumping to conclusions without first thoughtfully assessing why your prospect hasn't already given you the green light will result in longer than necessary sales cycles and greatly reduced closing ratios.